Hello everyone, I welcome you all to a new mod. Now, it is a Yuri mod, I think, but I'll leave my webcam on, because I'll do a poll later on if I should just keep on webcams or do something else. But we are playing the Trap of Anonymity. Now, okay, yeah. Let's see. I heard this mod is good. I already like this effect. What is my name? Atazoth. When I graduated high school, my family took me to the beach to celebrate. It was a little embarrassing, honestly. My parents were really clingy. Luckily, I was able to get away sometimes, like that evening. 8th June 2007, 18 years old. I was barely alive during that time, bloody hell. The beach was empty, leave me alone to bake in the setting sun. I cannot turn on settings, whatever. So yeah, it might be a bit harder to hear me, I guess. I looked around and I saw no one. As I walked through the sand, I took a deep breath in. I could smell everything, the salt, the wood, the discarded lotion and coconut. I closed my eyes to smell it more. I stretched my arms out, dug my toes in the sand, and breathed deeply. Yes, this was it. My own little heaven. Mine alone. Or so I thought, but when I opened my eyes... Oh, it's... you. Oh, I like the effect around her. I saw her sitting nearby. I panicked. She was pretty, really pretty, and I probably looked really stupid just then. So instead of saying anything, I stood and looked at her. She looked around my age, but she was much taller than me. I could make out most of her face. It was covered by the book in her hands, but her eyes were prominent and scanning the pages quickly. Most striking of all, they were violet. I didn't know what to do, so I squinted my eyes to try and catch the title. But... Oh, she noticed him. Do you need something? I snapped out of my trance just to find her staring right at me. Huh? You've been standing there looking at me for a while now. Am I bothering you? I shivered and looked away. I never felt so intimidated before. I didn't know what it was. Maybe the perfect posture or height, or a deep and shaky voice. Or maybe it was something about those eyes of hers. I'd never felt so uncomfortable so quickly. Still, I had to collect myself. Oh, not at all. I just, trying to see the name of your book. Oh, you could have asked. Oh, yeah, I guess I just... I'm sorry. Was that rude? That sounded rude, didn't it? It's just that you are standing right in front of me, and you are breathing real heavily a few moments ago, and... I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I love the sound design, because, like, it sounds like it's on, like, a average camera. Like, recorded. Just... You hear the wind. You hear the noises. It's really natural. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. My eyes widened at her sudden apologies. She stood there looking away from me, digging her feet in the sand. In her hands, she twirled strands of her long hair. I had never seen someone's demeanor shift so suddenly. At first, she struck me as the serious type, a stoic academic, even though the outfit contrasted that. But now she was a blushing and fidgeting mess. Her composure had been ripped away, and we are now trapped in mutual embarrassment. However, her unease surprisingly calmed me down. So, what's the book called? Oh, right. I got so flustered I completely forgot. It's The Portrait of Marco. Huh. Never heard of it. The name reminds me of some stuff I've read though, like the Picture of Dorian Gray. Ah, you've read that. For class, yeah. Do you read a lot? Yeah, well, more than my friends at least. I don't know why I lied. I'm not a liar, not when it comes to stuff like that. Still, there was a certain aura about her. The mystique clung to her. It dominated the once pungent aroma of the beach. Or maybe there's just the smell of mint hanging on her breath. Regardless, it made me feel like I had to be more, to be better than myself. That's lovely. But anyway, Dorian Gray and Markov couldn't be more different. The Portrait of Markov is very obscure. I'm fortunate enough to have one of the few printed copies. And while it has been archived online recently, most people give up reading it quickly. Not that I blame them, it's a daunting read. On the surface, it's about this girl, Alyssa, who moves in with her long-lost sister. However, while the story begins innocently, it quickly grows dark as Alyssa discovers the town's secret. She becomes targeted by a religious scam that was turned into a human experiment prison. And that's only a very light synopsis. It's very cryptic and abstract, and definitely not for the faint of heart. In fact, it almost wasn't published at all. It apparently drove its own author insane. That's why his estate refused to publish it for years after he killed himself and... Apologies, I spoke without thinking. No worries, it sounds like cool. I'll have to check it out. Really? Sure, what else am I gonna do? Wasn't really planning to, at least not when I said it. The books sound like way too much for me. Back then I could barely slog through our assigned reading in class, but she was a good saleswoman, I couldn't say no. That's wonderful! Now my friends are bothered to check it out. I don't blame those who can't finish the book, but none of them would even give it a shot. I bothered to read all of their favorites, but they... Anyway, it's influenced my writing a lot. I'm actually working on a novel right now. Wait, really? That's so cool! Is it horror? Fantasy. I always found the genre to be the most engaging for me. The level of intricate craftsmanship it takes to write those novels is no short of impressive. So I hope to be like those writers. Oh, don't go insane like Markov's author did. You know, now that I think about it, you're the first person I've convinced to read Markov. Well, I'm flattered to be your first. I wouldn't phrase it like that. It implies intimacy and I don't know anything about you. Which is my fault, I talked all about myself and then stopped to ask about you. What's her name? Atazoth. That's a nice name, Atazoth. Are you a tourist? Bingo. My family brought me here to celebrate my graduation. I thought so. High school? Yep, class of '07. They're pretty perceptive. Just using context clues. I've never seen you before and my school is small, so I assumed you were a tourist. And you don't look much older than me. I'm also in the class of '07. Could have fooled me. If you told me you were twice my age, I'd believe it. Are you saying I look old? Huh? No. I'm saying you look, mature, like older than me. So, you first stared at me silently, then you called me old. You really know how to charm a girl, don't you? That's not... Relax, I'm teasing you. Oh, right. You didn't strike me as the teasing type. I'm not, honestly. But my friends have been telling me to get out of my comfort zone. Which is a bit ironic, since they all stick pretty strictly to theirs. Why do I keep saying these things? It's like all of my filters are gone with you. You're just speaking your mind. Nothing wrong with that. I'm starting to get a bit desperate now. What was this girl thinking? What was she hiding? Every time I thought I could learn something, she retreated in on herself. I'm more than happy to listen, it's not like you know me. Exactly, that I think is the trap of it all. Since I don't know you, I feel simultaneously invigorated and perturbed by the anonymity. It feels good to speak my mind, but it also scares me. We don't know each other now, but what if we go close eventually? Will you look back on what I said before and hate it, or will you wish I said more? What was that sound? There is a simultaneous desire to be myself and an urge to fabricate a whole new persona. I cannot predict you, and that both excites and frightens me. I didn't know what to say. This girl was a lot, but she was honest in a way few people our age were. Well, I think admitting that is brave. Not a lot of people can express that, let alone so eloquently. So if this is what you're like when you speak your mind, then I want to hear nothing less. That's very kind of you, but I've probably said enough about myself. Are you going to college? Yeah, out of state. I'm undecided though. Ah, we're in a very similar boat then. You're undecided too. You struck me as an English or a sociology major. Ah, well, I am majoring in English right now, but I'm not sure that's what I want to pursue academically. Writing's always been more of a hobby for me. I'm worried that pursuing it exclusively may ruin it. Do you write? Yeah, a bit, not as much as I read though. Yet another lie. I guess she was right about the anonymity. Wanted her to know me, but the thought of that was also off-putting. I guess she and I were similar in that way. Same here. In fact, I was scared to write for a long time. I was afraid I wouldn't live up to my own expectations. But my friend Monika helped me to push me. I cannot read, helped to push me into writing poetry. It's the same friend who wouldn't read your book. Anyway, we met through the debate club at our school. Wow, debate. That's some challenging stuff. Can't believe someone so apologetic would be in the argue till you pass out club. I suppose joining the debate club was another way of pushing myself. It sounds like you're always pushing yourself. Not as much as I should, probably. Well, here goes nothing. Want to break out of your comfort zone with me? I don't know, depends on the offer. Should I be worried? Not at all. Well, unless you hate parties. Interesting. There's a house party downtown tonight. I was thinking of going if you wanna come with. The one on Olive Street? Yeah, how'd you know? Huh? What's so funny? She stood there laughing for what felt like forever. If I didn't know any better, I think it was the first time she'd ever laughed. She had a pretty laugh. It complimented her. While her voice was deep, her giggle was high. At first I kept asking her what she was laughing at, but I soon went quiet and let her get it all out. I could tell the moment was vulnerable for her. Eventually she went with her hands on her knees, attempting to collect herself. Ah, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Inviting a girl to a party in her own neighborhood, it was just very funny to me. You live on Olive? Until the end of summer, yes. Nah, geez, you're probably already invited then. I'm super embarrassed. Oh no, don't feel bad. I wasn't trying to embarrass you. I thought it was innocently sweet. That's why I laughed. But to answer your question, I think I'd like to go. I wasn't planning on it. It's not really my scene, but I think it could be fun. I'll have to ask my boyfriend though. And that it was. That, on one hand, must be a pain. On the other, you could still find a friend in her. I suppose. I felt my heart tighten, felt my breathing halt, and felt my shoulders grow heavy. She had a boyfriend. I don't know why that revelation hurt me. Why are you not listening to what she's talking about? Please, PC, stop doing noises. I wasn't interested in her romantically. She was very pretty, and she seemed awfully sweet, but it wasn't enough to conceal romantic feelings. Still, I felt the world go green for a moment, felt my teeth grind. This jealousy over son I didn't know. It can be healthy. You dumbass, start listening to what she's saying. Are you alright? Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Are you daydreaming? No, I just haven't eaten enough. I see. Well, I should probably get back home. It's getting dark and my parents are probably waiting for me. How will I know if you're going to the party? Look to the stars, and if they're aligned correctly, I'll be there. She turned to leave. I knew I couldn't rely on the stars or whatever astrological nonsense she was proposing. I needed something else, and it was then I realized the obvious. Wait! Hmm? I never got your name. Oh, right. It's Yuri. Yuri. Her name rang in my head the whole walk home. I barely ate, barely drank. My heart was beating unevenly in my chest as I walked to the party. This anxiety, it was different than it usually was. It was an exhilarating fear, like a roller coasters or haunted houses. It was supposed to numb me, but now, just the thought of this party was making me feel alive. I couldn't breathe and I loved it. There was no point in the feeling. This wasn't a lover, wasn't even a friend, she was just a girl. A girl I had only met hours before, and we'd probably never see each other again. Still, my heart beat incessantly. Yuri. The party was packed, and of course, I knew no one. Some of the guys were begging me to play beer pong. Stan even flirted with me, but I was only looking for one person. And there she was. Hey! Atazoth! I'm so glad you came. I was worried you might pass. Of course I came. The stars were aligned after all. Didn't you check? Totally. Mm-hmm. After that, the party went strong for a while. It went straight for the mixer. This girl was full of surprises. Even though this was her neighborhood, she didn't know most of the people. That or she didn't want them to know her. Regardless, she stuck by my side the whole night. Eventually, she was totally wasted. You know how there are different types of drunks? Happy drunks, sad drunks, angry drunks. Here was a ramble before apologizing profusely drunk. If her sorries at the beach were persistent, they were non-stop now. I'm sorry. I didn't clean mean to go on for so long. It's alright, better to hear you ramble than that guy in a snapback. Eventually though, she said someone's name. I was too drunk to fully process it, and she slurred it pretty thickly. But just saying that name made her tear up. Soon after mentioning the person, she ran to the bathroom. I waited outside the door for a while. I couldn't hear anything over the loud music. At first I thought she was strung up, but she was in there for a long time. About half an hour if I remember right. Worried, I knocked a few times, no answer. I started sweating, the buzz was wearing off. Yuri? No answer. Yuri, you okay? Silence. I put my hand on the doorknob and turned. She left the door unlocked. I'm coming in, okay? Bracing myself, gently opened the door. No. And there she sat in the center of the bathroom, sobbing. She had quickly rolled up her sleeve when I entered, and was now clutching her own. Her forearm slightly. She didn't turn and look at me when I entered, and knelt next to her and fidgeted with my hands. I didn't know what to do. Should I touch her, hug her, help her stand up? Should I say something? What could I even say? I asked what's wrong, but what if that hurt her more? I sat with these thoughts silently as she cried, and by the time she finally stood, I realized I hadn't said anything at all. I'm gonna go home now. I didn't see her the rest of that summer, didn't get a number or even a last name. She simply vanished. I made it through college alright. I was an average student, mostly B's and a few C's. I ended up graduating a year late. Since I didn't work hard, I had a lot of time on my hands. So I spent a good chunk of it reading Yuri's book. It was a decent read. A lot of it went over my head, but I could see why she'd enjoy it. It was clearly made with a lot of care. I didn't understand how it drove its author mad, though. At times it only drove me to sleep. Still, I was happy to read it, as the only tangible proof of our exchange. I ended up getting an anthropology degree, but I didn't know what to do with it, so I started working on various odd jobs. I called myself a job hopper. Hopper, but my parents just called me a loser. Met some good friends, though. Eventually, we all decided to take a summer trip together, partly to celebrate my graduation. We saved a lot of money over that last year. I argued over where to go, maybe the Grand Canyon or explore France for a while. However, I knew exactly where we needed to go. 8 June 2012, 23 years old. The beach hadn't changed since I left it. It was like a time capsule I was finally opening. I couldn't tell what I felt. Happiness, fear, discomfort. I guess nostalgia is a little bit of all that. I looked around, but I saw no one. I spread my arms and legs out. I caressed the breeze, needed the sand, and that smell. Even the scent of the beach was the same. The saltiness of the sea, the earthy smell of the driftwood, the abandoned snow cones and ice cream cups, and... Was that mint? Atazoth? And there she stood. Yuri. I froze. For 5 years I was barely sure she existed. Some of my friends said I just smoked way too much and dreamed her up. But here she was in the flesh, gazing at me. The girl I dreamed about. The strange girl who didn't have to do anything to occupy my mind. Her features that sharpened, her eyes had clearly narrowed. But despite that, those violet eyes were now white as a deer's. Atazoth! Before she could finish her sentence, she came running towards me, arms outstretched. Her perfect posture was abandoned as she sprinted through the sand. Soon she stood in front of me, but instead of hugging me, she stood still. Her arms went by her side, and her fingers soon found resonance in her hair. Eventually she bowed. I'm so sorry for that night. I didn't mean to get so drunk. I definitely didn't think I'd get so upset. Then I left without a proper goodbye, and... I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. Of all the times I dreamed of seeing her again, I didn't once expect it to go like this. So many prepared responses, so many words I planned, and now I was frozen. My hands lifted even though I didn't know what to do with them. They found themselves on her shoulders. Hey, it's okay. I promise I haven't held on to that at all. But still, it must have been so embarrassing. You didn't even know anyone there. I got totally wasted. I promise that's not like me. And if it was, I wouldn't care. You're free to do whatever you want. If it makes you feel any better, I had the worst hangover the next day. I drove everywhere and my mom got pissed. Someone tried to flirt with me when I turned around. I looked so bad I scared them right off. Didn't happen, but there's nothing wrong with her little white lie. She giggled and wiped her tears away. Well, you couldn't have looked any worse than me. You'd be surprised. I make a very convincing corpse. She distanced herself slightly. Sorry for my outburst. I've been holding on to that for a while. I thought I'd never see you again. How have you been? I've been alright. I was better before I decided to take anthropology. You majored in anthropology. That's great. A friend of mine majored in that. She's working to become a museum curator. Well, I didn't know whether I should lie again. But I was able to get away with it because we never talked again. But now I wanted to make something out of this. It didn't have to be romantic, but I knew it had to be something. If we did get closer, though, she'd find out eventually I lied. So it'd be best not to, right? It was not only common courtesy, but common sense. I did it anyway. Oh, cool. I'm trying to be that as well. Really, I didn't know you had that passion. Well, I chose anthropology randomly and then goals sprouted from there. It was never the original plan, but I'm really excited to do it now. That's great, so great. There is a crack in her voice. It was faint, but I caught it. Was there a twinge of longing, anger, jealousy? I couldn't tell. What have you been up to? Well, I'm teaching some classes right now as part of my graduate program. I'm trying to get my MFA. You stuck with English? Yes, I've actually met a lot of good people through it. Stay in touch with any of those old friends, like the one in your old debate club? Not really. They didn't do anything, we just fell out of touch. But I new friends helped me grow a lot. Are they the reason for your new getup? My outfit? Maybe a bit. Why? Do you not like it? No, I love it. I mean, it's a really pretty dress. It's just so different to what you were wearing last time. Oh, that old thing. It was really nice, vintage too, but I think I looked a little juvenile in it. So now I'm just experimenting, exploring myself. It has been. I have to check if that how much that remains because this is really good. You know what? I'll make one exception. Just one. We are finishing the mod today, even if it takes so long, because I'm way too into this. So now I'm just experimenting and exploring myself. My friend Emily has been really helping me with developing my style. In fact, she's having a housewarming party next week after I get back. The apartment? No, an actual house. With a husband and a baby on the way. Her apartment was too small. It's pretty strange, honestly. She's my age, but she already has a house and a child. When I was a kid, I always thought that it would be me. But now I can barely handle rent and teaching. Do you want to teach full time? Yes, I think I do. And I'll traumatize every student with the portrait of Markov. Now's my chance. Speaking of that book, I read it. Did you really? Yeah. I didn't think I'd get it at first, but I ended up really loving it. I loved it so much I ended up going online digging into the fandom. Did you research the history at all? No, I didn't really want to read about some old guy killing himself. Good. How's your book going? It's good. I'm almost done with it, actually. I have to finish it soon for my program, though, so I'm hoping that being here brings some inspiration. So, what brings you back here? I thought you went away for college. I did. I'm back here to visit my parents. Why are you here? Did you come with your family again? No, my friends and I came as a group. It is another graduation trip, though. But didn't you graduate last year? We didn't have enough money then. I'm getting too good at this. Ah, right. I'm glad you're here. I almost didn't come this evening. I was supposed to be having dinner with my parents, but the stars were aligned the same as they were when we met. I felt like something important was supposed to happen here. So I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came too. I broke up with my boyfriend. The feeling I had when she said it makes me angry now. Because when she said they broke up, I felt happy. I couldn't explain it. I wasn't supposed to like her. I wasn't rooting for her to break up with him, but here she had. It created an excited tapping on my foot, a buzzing in my chest, a biting on my lip. Why was I suddenly such an opportunist? Oh, jeez, I'm sorry to hear that. When did it happen? A few weeks ago, actually. We were talking on the phone about me coming back here. I was so excited to see me, but I couldn't shake this disgusting feeling. I hated the idea of seeing him. It wasn't even supposed to be any different than before. We done the same thing every holiday, but this time I just cracked. I'd never done something like that before. I had to leave him alone as much as I hated staying. But we've been dating since high school, and I changed so much since then. He didn't do anything wrong, he just wasn't in love with the current me, and I wasn't in love with the current him. And she cried, she put her head to my chest. My hands glided around her waist and I held her tightly. Understood her. I hadn't dated someone for that long, but I got the sentiment. That's why it was my parents and some of my old friends. Her crying slowly subsided as I stroked her back. How long are you here? Until Sunday, you? Wednesday? Would you want to spend the weekend with me? I know you're here with friends and I hate to steal you from them, but I don't want to be alone. She was a good saleswoman and I couldn't say no. We spend those days together around the island. We spend those nights together too. Dear God. Hey. Hey. I spoke groggily as I slinked closer to her. She moved back slightly. Why? She looked at the wall, breathed in deeply. Why are you so scared to touch me? Hmm? I thought I had my hands all over you. You don't touch me like you want to fuck me. You touched me like you're scared I'll break. Are you just inexperienced? Are you scared of me? Or do you think I need protecting or something? I'm not trying to attack you, I just want to know. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Are you not attracted to me? Is this just pity sex because I broke up with my boyfriend? What? No! I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what I was doing that. I needed to think of something. What could I say? What should I say? Unfortunately, she got to the truth first. Oh, I get it. It's because you think I'm some pure little angel, don't you? I'm your sophisticated, stoic, gorgeous girl on the beach. I'm the girl who looks experienced but hasn't done anything a day in her life. I'm only who you fantasized about, not who you knew. You were scared to touch me because for years you thought I was untouchable. I, I'm speaking. and I'll have you know that I'm not that 18-year-old girl you met. I'm clearly not some unconquerable queen. I'm not some fantasy. You're not going to wake up in your room drenched and dazed. I'm a 23-year-old woman, and all I wanted was a good time. So do something worth a damn. Damn. I left the next morning, and I didn't see her the rest of that summer. I didn't tell my friends about it. When they asked me where I was, I changed up the story. I went hiking, I went camping, I went boating. Eventually, I gave up giving a reason altogether. There wasn't much I could do with my anthropology degree, so I ended up working in an office. It was boring, but it paid the bills, and it finally gained me some respect in my family. For a while, I stopped thinking all about her, about Yuri. She slowly faded from my mind, like everything I learned in anthropology. Occasionally, she'd pop back into my mind. I'd think of her long purple hair, or her humble smile, or violet eyes. Most of the time, I just think about that night we shared. And even that slowly left my brain. I met someone. We got a pet, rented a house, we even got engaged, and the person began to dominate my mind instead. Of course, when my parents planned us a couple's trip, they chose the worst possible place. 9 June 2017, 28 years old. The beach hadn't changed at all. The same smells, same sights, same heat. It was like returning to our old high school. It was both charming and unnerving. I looked around and I saw no one. For old time's sake, I spread my arms and legs out and took in the scent of the land, and Atazoth? There she stood, right on cue. I had joked in my head about seeing her, but I didn't expect her to actually be there. I felt all of those old emotions rush back to me. My face heated, my foot thumped, my fingers tapped, and I couldn't take my eyes off of her. Atazoth, I didn't expect to see you. Me neither. I guess the stars were aligned yet again. She looked towards the horizon and chuckled. I guess you're right. I like this pose. This is a really good pose. It's a different... It feels shy, but a different kind of shy. You cut your hair. I did. It looks good, really good. I mean, you look so different, but you look good. Thank you. You don't look so bad yourself. Did you get that job as a creator, huh? Oh, right. No, I didn't end up doing that. I just worked a pretty basic office job now. Well, I suppose that's a good way of using our degree. Well, like a good way of learning it. I learn something new about humanity every day behind that desk. There's that old sense of humor. I was worrying you'd be a stuttering mess the whole time. Not that I'm innocent of that, obviously. What brings you back this time? Family trip, gateway with friends? Couples trip. Oh, that's lovely. Why here? Ask my parents, they're the ones who planned it. I see. Well, this is quite a romantic little town. Maybe you should come back for your honeymoon. Maybe I will, it's coming up pretty soon. I'm engaged. Oh my god, that's so great, that's really great. Who's the lucky one? An old friend. We reconnected a few days ago and I guess they saw something in me. Well, they're very lucky to have you. Very lucky. What about you? Why are you here? Don't tell me you're also engaged. That'll make for a really bad rom-com. No, I'm still single. No way. Yes way. But I'm okay with that. After the incident that shall not be named, I started focusing on my career. Getting some works published, this and that. It's small, but it's nice. Do you ever get that book published? Oh, about that. I actually abandoned it way in back in 2011. What? But I thought you were finishing it for your grad program. Ah, right, well, I may have lied about it just a bit. I was actually working on a book of poems. While getting my MFA, I realized that poetry was more my passion. It was both nostalgic and invigorating, in a way writing my novel wasn't. I was trying too hard to be something I wasn't. I found that I excel much more with short stories and poems. I still love big sprawling books like The Portrait of Markov though. Oh, I lied about that too. It didn't actually drive the author insane. They were self-fabricated by the publisher to sell copies. I wouldn't even say the book's that great. I read it back recently and even found a typo. I think I just wanted to entice you to read it since not many people want to. And it's kind of like comfort food for me. That's why I was so upset that my friends wouldn't read it in the literature club. Oh, crap, I lied about that too. I was actually in a literature club and a debate club, and I probably lied about a few other things as well. For a second I was surprised. I can't believe she lied about... No, what the fuck? No! Okay. Sir, ma'am, who made the mod? You left on developer mode. Watch out for that. Hell, I couldn't believe she lied, period. But after thinking about it for a moment, I realized. Oh, she did that. As a total stranger, if I could lie to her, why did I expect her not to lie back? Just a minute, she proved to herself right all those years ago. So, what did you lie about? What? With all due respect, I doubt you've been completely honest with me. It's the Trap of Anonymity, right? Name drop. I don't consider myself a deceitful person, but I lied to you anyway, so whatever you lied about. Don't think of it as me judging you. Ironically enough, I think our mutual lying made me trust you more. But we're older now, aren't we? You might as well be honest. On honest, equal footing. Although you could lie again and I'd never know. It's her choice in the end. I was overwhelmed. The girl wasn't the one I met a decade ago. Not at all. She was confident, blunt, and sharper than ever. It would have been stupid to expect anything on the contrary. I thought about lying. I'd most definitely get away with it. After all, who knew we'd meet again? But I was tired of lying. It was time to come clean. Well, I lied about being a reader, I lied about being a writer, I didn't really understand Markov, and nobody flirted with me after my hangover in 07. I also lied about wanting to be a museum curator, I had no idea what I was going to do, and I never understood your star and line nonsense. And I lied about why I couldn't touch you. I knew why, and you were right. Wow. That was very brave of you, Atazoth. Thank you. No, thank you. That actually felt really good. It did, didn't it? Now we aren't our lies or our fantasies, we're just ourselves. She looked back towards the horizon. So, you never fully answered my question. What brings you back here? Oh, right. I came back for my high school reunion. How'd that go? Really well, surprisingly. Do you see that guy you used to date? Yes, actually. We had a very pleasant conversation. He's married now, has a wife and 2 young daughters. He's doing real well. I also got to see my old club mates. I didn't think seeing them would go well. I was really worried they'd all hate me for whatever reason. But they were all happy to see me. They're still here actually. They decided to stick around another week here just to spend time with me. You could meet them if you want. And exactly what you introduced me. Hi, so this is a person I've only met 3 times over a decade. We slept together a few times, but that went kinda sideways, and... Enough. God, that was such a weird time for me. The outfits, the people... I'm cringing just thinking about it. Well, it brought you here, didn't it? Yeah, I guess it did. She looked back at the horizon and I joined her. We silently stood on the shore and watched the setting sun. Yuri? Atazoth? Is this the last time we'll see each other? I don't know. But if it is, I'll be happy to end it this way. Let me hold my hand. Wow. Oh, stop, please. Okay, let me bring up the tier list. Wow. Alright, so... The Trap of Anonymity. I am flabbergasted. It was something I did not expect at all. Because, honestly... For a summer... Like, bloody hell, I am... Okay, let me break it down a bit. I was not expecting this to be this. I don't know what I was expecting, but everything but this, honestly. The idea was unique. They used Yuri as a new story. They used like the trope of a summer fling, a summer love, really well with all this. I like that I left it ambiguous a lot, like mysterious. Cause that's what this trope should have been. It was all about that fantasy of the girl. The MC, he didn't know basically anything about her, except that she's a mysterious girl. Basically, he knew only basics, and a lot of it was lies anyway. Like, for example, the bathroom scene, the fact that she was crying due to her boyfriend. She probably slurred her name, that's what she said. And then she was covering her wrists. Like, it's a detail that the player doesn't notice because he's still drunk. Like, sure, the bus was wearing off, but he was still drunk. And we don't elaborate on that because they don't see each other after it. And throughout the years, of course, you would forget it. Like, the fact that they met each other for a few days max throughout the years. It allowed time to muddle all the details once more, each time. Just all the details gone. And it's just this mystery. And like, I believe maybe if they were more truthful to each other, they could have gotten something out of it more than a fling. But none of them did that, which is what happens sometimes. I like the styling of it. Like, bloody hell. Mwah. This wasn't very relatable to me. I don't go fucking outside. I'm a loner. So, like, What was relatable was the idea of a girl you met, and you still think about her throughout the years. You meet once in a while, talk. Like, those feelings are still there yet. Everything changes. That did hit a bit. Because I had something similar, just with a childhood best friend. And like, I'm just flabbergasted at this, cause wow. It wouldn't be right to not like it's strange, cause like on one hand, summer sweetness, I love it. But this is something that's just you can't compare these two. They are so different yet so good. It's like to me, the top tier, you usually okay, sorry days, but like yours was a good funny mod. I rate funny mods a bit differently, but like with serious mods, a lot of them will be interchangeable in the top tier because it's just too good. So bravo! I'll upload this playthrough to Reddit because I'm curious if the like modder will respond. But bloody hell, this was a wild ride. It was good. Mwah. Congratulations! I honestly, this mod gem, the summer mod gem, I believe, I hope that either Summer Sweetness or Trap of Anonymity wins. I believe those are the mods most deserving of a victory. Now, I thank you all for watching. Press like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord. I'll see you later. Bye bye.